Hey everybody, it's Ricardo, and I know we said that we were going to be downstairs, we were going to show you everything, but you know what we found out? Our technology doesn't like solid concrete, and we thought we were kind of screwed, but Scott Rohde, who you guys saw on stage a little bit earlier, was very kind, and he brought a Vita. I'm getting used to saying that. He brought a Vita up to us. Now, Scott Rohde is SVP of Worldwide Studios at Sony, and he was showing off all the games because that's what you do. So what are you showing us right here? It looks familiar.
Uncharted Golden Abyss. I mean, I think this is definitely our pillar title. We're really excited about how great this thing looks on Vita.
All right, now let's look at this Vita for a second. Is this the final form factor and all that jazz?
It is, absolutely, yes.
All right, so we've got our 2 analog sticks, we've got our 4 buttons, we've got the standard PS button, select and start over on the side, touch pads, yeah, touch pads, very nice.
Dual cameras, front and back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then up top there is
standard volume, power, stuff like that.
And there's the media card slot?
Yes, that's right, as well, yeah.
Now what kind of memory stick is this going to use?
We're putting together a proprietary memory stick that you can use in this device as well, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this game for a second. This is a standalone Vita game. I got to get used to the name, I'm sorry. It's a standard Vita game, but it's only one kind of game, right? So you have other games like we saw this evening, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, that are going to work cross PS3 as well. So can you talk to us a little about the thinking behind that and the plans that you guys are having?
Sure. So there's many different ways that we're planning to interact with the PS3 with our Vita, right? I think, of course, there will be standalone games that don't interact, right? But for example, this game, we haven't announced everything yet, but there will be some slight interactions with PS3 in terms of how you manage some collections and things along those lines, unlockables across platforms. However, talking about a title like Ruin that I showed on stage, full-on compatible, cloud saves, pause wherever you want to, and continue on either platform. Very cool. I also mentioned Wipeout, which was shown in the arcade downstairs. Straight up, some people can play on Vita, some people can play on PS3, and you're playing online against each other on either platform. And then you got content sharing. Little Big and Mod Nation Racers sharing content between the PS3 and the Vita versions of those games.
I'm kind of a Wipeout nerd, so I got to ask. So we know that you can play Wipeout Vita and PS3 Vita, but so is 2048 coming out on PS3, or is that going to be some kind of a patch for the existing Wipeouts?
We're still working out the absolute plans for that, but there will be some sort of, cross functionality that will be available on the PSN of some sort, right? That will allow you to play directly between the two platforms from day one.
Which is very nice. Now, speaking of day one, you guys did make some discussions, make some announcements about that this thing is hitting this year. So what can you tell us about that? And also, for folks that maybe missed it in the press conference, how much are these going to be?
Well, for those who missed, that was the big home run hit at the end. So $249 for the Wi-Fi only version and $299 for the 3G plus Wi-Fi version. Very excited about that price. I mean, we set out to build something that was going to be accessible to the masses on day one, that was a premium gaming machine, and I think we hit it in spades. Yeah.
All right, now, I'm not sure how long it takes, and we are live, so I apologize, guys. Do you want to hand it off to your friend off camera and get him to call up Little Deviants?
Sure, I can do that. Hey, Ron, you want to pull up Little?
Sorry, it's live, and we're going to show you as much as we can. All right, so while we're waiting for it to come back to us, we saw with PSP that there was talk of how close it was to PS2 and how games were going to kind of talk to each other and do all this cool stuff. Didn't quite work out that way. This seems like it's closer to PS3. Can we expect the promise that we saw on the original PSP delivered on this, you think?
It's a fair question. It really is. And that we made a distinct point to show some examples of that on stage today, right? So again, talking about Ruin, talking about a game that shows exactly how it's cross-compatible. We showed it live on stage, saving to the cloud, and returning on either system, right? And again, talking about everything I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, the sharing of content and the absolute live crossplay when you're talking about Wipeout in specific.
Now, that's one component of the Vita experience, because you guys did talk a lot, but not too much about the social and all the other stuff that's supposed to come packed along with it. Because remember, you guys are trying to sell us on, yeah, this is our life and our life goes everywhere. So what? So I'm, again, gotta ask, nerd. Trophies, is it all gonna bundle up together?
In terms of cross, trophies for one single PSN ID for across PS3 and Vita, that is the plan, right? So I also want to talk about the other question that you mixed up in there, which was the social aspect, right? I think it's very important to talk about the types of things we want to do. They talked a little bit about Nier on stage, right? And so you can see how you can see what games your friends are playing in the general area around you, right? And kind of start up competitions that way. Every single game development team has a ton of social features in the works that are unique to each individual product, right? Different ways you can receive notifications. You want to carry it around with you so that you can, in Ruin, for example, you can see, oh, someone's attacking my lair. I was notified. I better, defend my lair. Things like that. I think these are important social aspects. Yeah.
Now it looks like we've got Little Deviants ready to go, so you can go ahead and grab that so we can show the folks at home. Or maybe not, because I think he's playing with it. Oh, no, he is. All right. All right, so Little Deviants, obviously Uncharted is a thing that gets everybody kind of messing their pants, but you're kind of big on this because it does take advantage of all the other elements that this thing offers, so sell us on it. Why are we going to care? It's cute, but it's not Uncharted.
I want to show you this because it's a very good example, and you're going to force me to play this thing upside down, which is going to be brilliant, right?
You're totally the game guy. This is what you do.
So basically, when this thing loads up, I want to show you how an innovative use of the back touch. And what you do in this game that's about to come up here is I'm manipulating the environment to move this little guy around and try to hit the targets. So seriously, playing this upside down is going to give me a migraine here.
If you want, we can get the camera behind you so you can have it right side up.
Outstanding.
I'm going to judge you, but that's all right. I'm going to move on the other side so we get a clear shot.
Okay. So as you can see, I'm using the back touch, right? And it's a very unique experience. It's something you have to kind of understand yourself and touch yourself to see how unique it is. When you're manipulating that environment, it gives you a different kind of control than you're used to on a game. So this is just one of many different actions or games that you can play on Little Deviants. But I want to show this particular function to show the back touch in general.
All right. Now, sorry, you caught me looking at my BlackBerry getting notes from people.
You caught me, I caught you. We're even.
All right, it's all good. All right, so now we've talked about the gaming aspect, and you are the gaming guy, but I am still going to ask a couple of questions that are a little bit, could be out of your comfort zone. As far as PSP goes, one of the other things that people really dug about it was media capabilities. And I spoke to Shuhei a couple of weeks ago, and he said that you guys want to have at least what the PSP had. What I'm curious about is, can you talk a little bit about video formats? Because, as somebody that took his PSP on trips, it was kind of like a whole ritual. Get the video ready, move it over. Can you tell us anything about what we can expect for the Vita?
I think some of those things are still being finalized, but one thing is for certain, you'll be able to get stuff off of the PlayStation Network, right? In native format, right? And I know that our friends at the PlayStation Network are working on, a nice suite of software to help manage everything you talked about on your trips a little bit better, right? So that you can get the video on there because, again, 5-inch OLED screen, the thing is absolutely gorgeous. In fact, if we can get it back, I would like to show you a video on there because it looks absolutely brilliant.
We would like to see a video on it because we have not seen a video. Yeah. First for you guys, first for me. Kind of excited.
That'd be great. There's the FIFA video.
All right, so we're kind of, guys are getting behind the scenes. Now, you guys want to check, can you do this upside down? Can I?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what's loaded on this. I'm going to see what comes up here. So let's see. This is the one I want to show. I mean, come on. I dare you to find an angle that is not crystal clear.
Holy snap, people. This looks kind of cool. I don't know if this comes across on a webcast, but wow. All right. And so I should probably not bug you about battery life, right?
I'm confident about battery life. I mean, we're still putting the final touches on it, but we're all confident that, it's going to be, very comparable to PSP battery life. Right? Even though it's so beautiful and it's got this giant screen, you're going to have nice battery life on this thing.
All right, and so we've talked about gaming and video. Now, one thing that happened with the PSP was when it launched, the cross-media bar was very simple. There wasn't a whole lot there. But, you look at the PSP now, we've got comics, we've got all this other stuff. What are we thinking is going to happen when this launches? Do you guys want to have it as fully featured as possible, or is it going to be a gradual ramp-up?
It's definitely going to be a full-featured launch. Now that James is playing in the background, I can barely hear, right? Definitely a full-featured launch. But again, I think the best way I can answer that question is to say, I don't know what the future holds, right? That's the beauty of having a machine that can be updated all the time through the PlayStation Network. I guarantee you there's going to be a ton of features added over the upcoming years.
All right, now, the other thing I want to clarify is, so using 3G, there's the social stuff that you talked about, which is great. Is the 3G really going to apply to games in terms of, am I going to be able to play online with you, like some kind of a shooter or whatnot?
I think you already know the answer to that, right? I think it's, there's not enough bandwidth, via 3G to take on, a big, a big 8-player shooter. I'm Italian, I'm sorry, I can't help my hand. 8-player shooter, you're going to have to play on Wi-Fi, right? But 3G will have a ton of great social features in every single game. Yeah.
All right, well, it is now officially too loud, and he's a nice guy, and I want to scream at him. So we're gonna go out on this. Just so you guys at home know, this isn't the last time you're gonna see the Vita. We're gonna have about 3 or 4 titles on our stage over the course of E3, starting tomorrow. So be sure you come back. Scott, thank you very much, and we will be bugging you every day until this thing ships for more information. Thanks a lot.
All right, can't wait. Thank you.
All right, that is your really truncated Tonight on the Spot from Sony. We're gonna have another one for you coming a little bit later. Check the site. We're going to put out some information as to when you can look for it. Until then, watch the press conference. Watch this. Cool stuff coming. E3 starts tomorrow.